do I love? I love music. I love music.
Tell me about it. What kind of music?
Jazz, rap. I'm trying to get into classical, soft rock, a little country, R&B, and I think that's about it. I think that's about it. That covers it. What do I fear? I fear that racism will live forever. That's what I fear. That it's going to live forever. And it's
funny you mention that, because after Obama was elected, I talked to so many people who made it seem like because he was elected, racism was going to disappear.
Here, I know. I know.
I was incredulous that people would think this.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, he's for me, he's a start to what could be, and you know, and I always said that people have to give him a chance. You know, we have to pray for him, pray for his family. We have to allow him to try to get things done, because it was a mess when he got there. So that's one of my biggest fears. That is my biggest fear, that racism is just going to live forever, and I don't like it. I don't like it. When I hear children laugh, that's what makes me laugh. When I hear children laugh, their laughs are so infectious, you know. And it's like, if you sit and you talk to them, and they may say something, and maybe in our minds we may think, oh, that's, you know, that's a little corny because they're little kids. But then to hear them bust out and laugh, I can't help but to laugh when I hear children laugh.
I work at the beach. I'm not an avid beach goer. My mom has a pool, which we had from prior to me having kids when I lived home, so just swam in the pool. But I do take my children. We live in the cove. We live near the beach, within walking distance. We go down and use, like, you know, the park as far as swing sets or just playing ball. But I do make. We haven't gone a day of going to the beach, because I grew up on the beach. My mom, my father died when we were real young, and I had an aunt who was a stay-at-home mom, which everybody was back then, with 4 kids. They lived in New York, and they'd come down for the summer. My grandparents lived across the street, so all my aunts, who were stay-at-home mothers, all the sisters would get together, grab all their children, and go down there. And my father had passed away, and my mother was working. They'd take us too, and we'd go and sit underneath a tree on the horseshoe side of the beach. And even though one of my cousins is like a multi-millionaire now, and they went to Africa and stuff. But every summer he brings his kids. His kids are now, one of them's in college. They go down to the beach, to the tree, because that's where we grew up, at the tree. And I take my kids to the tree too. The tree's ugly. The leaves are all showing. I don't like sitting too close to it. There's ants rolling up it, but it's the tree. And out of the 17 grandchildren, if we say I'm going to the beach by the tree, everybody knows where it is. I take them to the tree. Yeah, up past there, it's called Hospital Volta. It's north of, like, the Finger a little bit, but it's still considered like a good place, not as good as the Fingers. And the kids were there, we went there. I took them to the museum, Bathroom, Sparta, my mother's village. I took them to the caves of Jeru. Have you ever been to the caves? Caves are Romanians, supposedly, whatever. And
oh yes,
in
Lenny
Mani.
talks about it endlessly.
Yeah. It's in Mani. We're from Upper Mani. Like, our ancestors were originally from there, and they moved out of there. But we're still considered Manians. It's just like I was born here in the United States, and still a Greek American.
You're Manignat.
Yeah, I'm a Magnetza. And it's in Mani, and it's in the mountain. The mountain comes right down to the ocean, right at this point, and there's miles of the cave just goes. Supposedly, it comes out on the other side somewhere. I don't know where it comes out, but the pirates used to hide in there or something crazy like that. And it's beautiful. It's all stalactites and stalagmites, and you go in. You actually go in with a boat. And even though it comes out to the ocean, the water that's there is spring water. You can drink the water that's there. I don't know how the salt water doesn't mix with it because it's the mountain and the ocean, and it's all open. And then you walk down the tunnel, and it's just dripping water, and you go through, and they let you out, and you walk a little bit. That's pretty awesome because the rocks have made some wacky stuff, and some of it looks like, I don't know, some religious stuff, like the Madonna, different saints, or like public figures. If you look at them, they really do look like that, Some of them, the tour guide has to point out, and some of it you can see yourself. Like, that's me.
That's the woman who threw me off the beach.
Could you imagine? That's crazy. So that's the story of the caves of Judah. So I took my babies there, and eventually I'm going to take the twins there.